Today we're going to talk about money. Can you earn a six-figure salary working in internal communications? Damn straight you can. People often think that working in internal comms is badly paid, it can't be a lucrative career. Well, I'm here to bust that myth today and share some salary information. This video is for you if you are interested in a career in internal communication and you're wondering what does it pay, or maybe you already work in internal communication and you're wondering if you're paid fairly. In this video, I will give you very specific indications of the salaries available in internal communications in 2024 at different levels of seniority. So we'll look at what you can earn in a junior role, in a mid-level manager role, and in a senior role in internal communication. And really the main reason I want to make this video is because I want to get past all the secrecy that seems to be surrounding our industry in terms of salaries. I just want to be more transparent so that you can make more informed choices in your career, and also you can negotiate better at your next job interview. The content I'm giving you today is totally free. Your only cost of entry is to hit that subscribe button below. I know that lots of you who watch my videos aren't subscribers yet, and I would really love to hit 10,000 subscribers. I don't know if that's possible, but let's give it a go. So hit that subscribe button and then we'll jump into the content. If you're new to the world of internal communication and you're wondering what the hell does an internal communication professional even do, I have another video you can watch on that. That video is called Do I Want This Job? And I will put a link in the description below. Okay, let's talk numbers. In this video, I am going to show you specific salaries you can earn. Thank you very much to two recruitment agencies in the UK that gave me the data I'm going to show you in this video. They are Comma Partners and Com Search and Selection. And because they are UK based, the salary information I'm giving you in this video is based on UK salaries. So depending on where you live, you may want to adjust up or down accordingly. So for example, I live in Ireland, the salary is a little bit lower here. If you live in the US, salaries are probably going to be a lot higher where you are. There's just different market conditions in different countries and different costs of living. But this will give you a ballpark estimate of at least the range you could be looking at. Let's start with junior roles. If you are taking a junior role in internal communication, you're likely to have a job title like internal communication executive, internal communication specialist, internal communication assistant. These are usually fairly entry-level roles. They may require some academic training or background in communications and maybe a little bit of prior experience, but that all depends on the company and the role. So what can you expect to be paid for a junior role? Current salary for a junior role in internal comms in the UK is between £30,000 and £50,000 per year. Now this figure can vary depending on the location and the industries. So if you're in London, it's going to be a little bit higher, for example, and depending on the industry as well. If you're in the charity sector, it's going to be at the low end. If you're in tech or financial services, it's going to be at the higher end. Now, in my experience, it can be quite hard to negotiate your salary when you're at this level in your junior role. There's just way more competition. There's lots more people who will take that job, and you probably don't yet have the experience or the confidence to really negotiate for more money. And in terms of what you'll likely be doing in a junior role in internal communications, it's a very hands-on tactical role. It can also be really broad and very varied. So you might be doing writing, editing, proofreading. You might be doing content across lots of channels. You might be doing a little bit of videography, maybe some infographics in Canva. You might be doing some event planning and logistics. Depending on the role and the company, it can be very focused on creating and producing. Now, when I think back in my own career, back when I was in a junior role, I think this salary benchmark of between 30 and 50 grand sounds about right to me. I think I was on about 32,000 when I was in a junior role. Now that's in euros and it's in Ireland and it's quite a long time ago, but I think broadly that does match up. My experience does match up with what the recruitment agencies are suggesting here. Moving up to the next level then, if you're working as a manager or at a mid-level role in a company, you might have a job title like internal communications manager or internal communications lead. Or you might be an internal communications business partner, which is where you don't sit in the central comms team, but actually you sit in a specific department, maybe the engineering department or the product department, and you act as the communications advisor embedded in that department. So for mid-level management roles like this, you can expect to earn between £50,000 and £80,000 per year. Now, there's a lot of variance within this too. Anything public sector or charity is going to be really at the lower end of this. Business partner roles in big companies can really push towards the higher end. Factors, again, that will influence the salary you can get If you're in the UK, if you're in London, you will be pushing on the higher end of this range. As somebody that travels to London quite a bit for work, I can confirm that it is outrageously expensive. So I can understand why those salaries are a bit higher. And as you're coming into this level, then at mid-level or manager, you will be able to start to negotiate for your salary based on the experience, your results, your achievements to date. The industry size, the company size can play a factor in the salary and offer as well. Much larger corporations may offer a higher salary rather than smaller companies. And these jobs are not entry-level roles. You will need quite a bit of experience to get to this level. You need more than enthusiasm. At this stage, you need experience and results and achievements under your belt. Now, if you are applying for a job or interviewing for a job at this level, please do use these figures as your ammunition or your data when you are negotiating your job offer. For example, if they offer you £40,000, you can point to these figures and say, actually, the benchmark data in the UK is between £50,000 and £80,000 for a job at this level. You can refer to them as salary benchmarks. Recruiters love benchmarks. It's your way of pointing to solid data and evidence rather than just saying you want the money because you want it. And again, when I think back on my own career and I look at these figures, these look broadly right to me. I was probably on the lower end of this range when I first got my first manager job. Also came with a pretty modest bonus and a salary review every year. And as you step up into a manager role, you're going to start being a bit less hands-on, less tactical, and more into the management side of things. So you might be managing all the communication channels rather than creating all the content that goes into them. You might be creating and managing an annual plan. You might be setting up editorial calendars. You will be taking responsibility for quality of all the content. You'll have oversight of everything. You might be managing junior members of the team, if you have a team. And you might be doing things like creating processes and workflows and making sure that the team is operating efficiently and effectively. So much more managing how things are going rather than making and doing all the stuff. Let's move up the ladder now and look at the senior roles. So when you're in a senior role in internal communication, you might have a job title like Head of Internal Communication or Director of Internal Communication. And there is a level above that, which is the Chief Communications Officer. This is a C-suite position that reports directly to the CEO and has oversight of all communication, both external and internal. Now, for any of these senior leadership roles, you're generally looking at least 10 years experience and a demonstrated track record of being able to create and deliver a strategy and deliver results for the business. And here's where the money starts to get really good. Now, did you hit that subscribe button, by the way? If you've made it this far and you're interested in the next set of salaries, go ahead and hit that button now. Okay, for a head of or director of internal communications, you're looking at a salary of anywhere between £80,000 and £130,000 a year. And a chief communications officer, you're looking at up to £200,000 a year. Now, the salary on offer for a senior leadership role can vary a lot depending on the industry. For example, I know of a head of internal communications role in a charity that is around the £70,000, £80,000 mark. I know head of internal communications in a tech company that's more like 140, 150. So there can be a huge variance depending on the type of company that you're in. And in my experience, if you apply for one of these jobs and you can really demonstrate with data and evidence your really solid track record of success and achievement, maybe you've won some awards by now, maybe you can really demonstrate that you are the best person for the job, then you can push that salary up higher. At this level, you can really start to negotiate harder for the salary that you want, because you know your value and you probably have a lot more confidence under your belt at this stage. Often at this level, you will get pretty nice bonuses too. In a previous role I had in a senior leadership position, I got a 20% bonus on a pretty healthy 6-figure salary, which I was never used to. I always thought it was hilarious. They were effectively giving me more money just to do my job, but I wasn't complaining. And for these senior roles, at least in theory, you won't be doing tactical hands-on work anymore. You won't be a content creator. You won't be as down in the weeds and in the detail. I say in theory because sometimes you might be a head of internal communications, but you might be the only one. You might not have any team members or any support. So you kind of have to be all things to all people and do it all yourself. But in an ideal world, when you are operating at this level, you're really doing a lot more thinking rather than doing. So you'll be thinking about how can internal communication support delivery of the business goals? You'll be thinking about how to create a really effective internal communication strategy to support the business as a whole. You'll be investing a lot more of your time in building up really key, trusting relationships with stakeholders around the business. You'll be doing things like measurement and evaluation, assessing your progress, and really keeping that bird's eye view up here at the strategic level, checking how everything is going and what needs to change or pivot. Actually, as I talk through this, would it be helpful if I made a video maybe specifically about what you do at each of these levels, at each of these different job types? I can draw on my own experience if that is useful to you, tell you about some of the jobs I've had and exactly what I did, what my day or week might have looked like. If you're interested in that, drop me a comment below. There you go. Can you make a six-figure salary in internal communication? Yes, absolutely you can. You can get a salary like this when you get up to a senior leadership level, and at that level you probably need about 10 years experience and a good track record of achievement. If you work in internal communications and you're dead set on getting a really high salary, then my advice is to aim for either a tech company or a financial services company. They will offer you the most money. Please use this data and this information the next time you're negotiating your salary for a new role. I think this will be really helpful for you, and it might just get you a lot more money than you expected. Thanks for watching. See you next time.